The time now is 4:56 p.m. I am officially, finally off the clock with 29 minutes to spare on my 14 hours. This video is about my job, a little bit about my job. Keep in mind, this video is solely about my opinion, and I'm entitled to have my opinion, and how I feel is how I feel. With that said, I have found out that I am on the dark side, the dirty side, the gritty side, the grimy side, the low down side of trucking. I had no idea. What I do is I pick up clean scrap metal from like Toyota, and it gets recycled at a metal recycling center. They also do your run-of-the-mill recycling stuff like raggedy total cars, the little junk that you throw out, metal junk that you throw out from appliances, hot water tanks, furnaces, anything metal that the junk type people roll up on. There's also a side for that, and that was the side I thought I was going to be on. Then my last day of orientation, I found out that I was going to have to do roll-offs, which is what I do solely at this present moment. I don't even do the high side, the dirty metal. Keep in mind, I am new to every single aspect of this job, and I didn't sign up for it because I didn't find out until the second to last day of orientation that I had to have an extra day of orientation to train, just in case I had to do roll off, that I don't know how to do it. It went from just in case to when I get to the site, it went from just in case to I got to do roll off. It alternating, like people having to alternate for whatever reason. Bruh, I be getting my butt beat down on this roll off side. I transport 20, I want to say it's like 20, from a 26 inch, I think it's about 26 inch container on a chassis that lifts, where I have to roll it, basically slide it on and lower it. And it's a very dangerous job, extremely dangerous. And as I said, I feel like, my opinion, this particular job is a man's job. I've been doing it, this week is my third week. And just trying to maneuver to get lined up with the container is whooping my... Anyway, it's like I be feeling like I'm back at trucking school, learning how to back. Like, I'm trying to think, has there been a day that I haven't said I want to quit? I've said that on several occasions. There, towards the end of my day, I've gotten containers where they're stationed at an angle, and I gotta try to figure it out. It's been times where I had to cut it because my clock was running down. And another thing, they don't even give about my clock. If I didn't have no sense, I would be in violation probably every day. Like, it's like it's like if you don't care about your clock, they don't care about your clock either. That's just my opinion. It's been a couple of times I just made it to the drop lot to do my post trip DVI or to get up out. They beat down my clock every single day. Again, I'm new. I've only been doing this. This is just the beginning of my 3rd week being alone. They want 5 loads dropped. I don't even know. I'm trying to figure out how do you get 5 loads? But I'm new, so at times I struggle. Most of the time I struggle lining up and getting that container to slide. So I done had the container go off track at the bottom. It hasn't slid way up top, thank the Lord, because then I probably would have no job. But it's slid off at the bottom to where I can, with help, fix my mistake. It ain't even really something that it's just, I don't know. It can happen to anybody at any time. Well, it kind of been happening a lot to me. I'll insert pictures of what it looked like when it come off track. I don't even know if I have any pictures of it on track, but I know I got pictures of it off track because I've had it off track a lot. And the 5 loads, I'm not there yet. I'm down. I'm up to 4 loads. When I started, I was at 3, and I think I've been told that I am in my head a lot, and that I do a great job. I have to see that I do a great job for myself, but I've been told that I overthink, and I overthink, so I'm overthinking things, and I guess I'm making it hard for myself. But starting out, I was doing 3 loads, and I feel like I'm being rushed and pressured. They say safety, but I feel like I'm being rushed, because like they asking like, hey, are you on track to do 5 loads? I want to say no. Shit, you lucky to get 4. You lucky to get 4. You get 3, but you lucky I'm able to do 4, and I'm up to 4. Yeah, so the customer, they are up at this facility and they bring out the container. So this one particular guy questioning me down. I don't even know if I was supposed to answer him or give him an answer, but I was offended by him questioning me. I don't know about my facial expression led on to that or not, but I'm telling him like I'm out of time. I have to watch my clock. If don't nobody else give up about my clock, I have to, because I want to keep my license, and I don't have thousands and thousands of dollars for fines to give DOT. So yeah, I told him I did 3 loads that day, and he was like, I said, I'm out of time. I can't do no more. What time did you get here? Like, what time did I start in the morning? How many have you done? Yeah, I ain't like that. And also, they want their container back. Like when you pick up a container and drop it, they want you to bring it back to them. And there's been times where I didn't have any time on my clock to bring them their container. So I get, they claim they need them for whatever. I don't care. They need them for whatever, but my clock said no, so I said I can't go. Yeah. So the danger is I'm transporting probably 50,000 pounds of sharp, just all different sizes, cuts of metal, and the container is a steel container. The container is heavy, and it's like you got to line up to this container. You got to be damn near perfect, because as it's rising, if it's not straight with the chassis, it can tilt over, and all that metal plus the container can fall from, I don't know what, 20 feet, 15, however, whatever the feet is. Also, once it's on the chassis, and the door is hard, can be hard to close from, if they use container for something different, like putting trucks, cars, just big bulky types of metal into the container, it can make the door and the handles like be off track, or the door can get bent, or to the point where I've had trouble holding this heavy steel door, trying to crank some type of crank, and it just don't work, and I need help, and I'm not afraid to ask for help. But I was down in the pit where the metal gets dumped. There was no one. Sometimes there's a crane. I guess it's a crane. I don't know. It's like this gigantic claw type thing that grabs the metal up and, puts it wherever they put it at, or however. If it's somebody down there, and if I can get their attention, then signal for them, like to push the door with that gigantic claw, put it up against the door like boom, so I can crank the lever to make the locks go up. I don't even think I got a picture of it. I don't know. If I do, I'll insert it. I probably don't. But so on this particular day, there was no one down there. I'm new. I don't know these people. And again, it's all kind of stuff going on in this yard. You got regular people that's, dumping scrap metal and, getting paid for it. Then you got businesses, trucking companies that bring the metal. So it's up. And then you got the forklifts, the cranes, and not hundreds, but probably like 20 to 30 different cranes or whatever going, all of this stuff at the same time. So you got to be aware of your surroundings so you don't get hurt. Like, this is part of my PPE. If something in that yard, that recycling yard, really hit, this ain't nothing. I guess it's just for insurance purposes to say, like, if something happens to somebody else, because I'm not claiming that on myself, if they was wearing a proper PPE, then the family can get some money, because that's about all it's gonna boil down to, is the family getting some money, because you're gonna be dead, period. Goggles definitely need, because it's all stuff flying, metal, shavings, dirt flying, so you got to have your goggles, or you ain't gonna have no eyesight. And then some gloves. These ain't the totally proper. Well, this part is to wipe down the back bumper, any metal debris that got stuck on the bumper. You have to wipe that off, because if you go over the road, and that could be a fine on you. if it damaged somebody's stuff, I think. So you gotta get the debris knocked off. I think I'm forgetting some stuff. Not about the PPE, because that's pretty much the PPE. You gotta have, like I said, you gotta have your head on the swivel at all times, because anything can happen at any time. And then you can't stand behind that door. It's a metal, not a metal, steel door, and most of the time, the pressure is pressure on that door. So once it like kind of, as soon as it kind of, the door just bust open and all the metal just start falling out. You ain't even raised that thing up for all of it to pull down yet. So you can't stand nowhere near the front, the opening of that door. You got to stand off to the side, and then like the lever, it's like a ratchet where you either loosening the levers or tightening them to close, loosening to open the lever and tightening to close the lever up. It's like little claws that come up around this ball, not whatever, rod. And the lever was rusted out. So I went on a whole tangent. The metal on this lever was rusted, so I wasn't able to flip it. You flipping it either in or out in order to have it go, in order for the door to close or open. And I wasn't able to, this is me trying to open the door, get the door open to release the metal. And I called the supervisor, like, hey, I'm struggling with this door. He like, I'm gonna call somebody there. He was like, is anybody around? To me, that was a dumb question, because if it was somebody around, I would have asked. Like, ain't nobody around. I'm like, nah. Well, I'm gonna call and see. I can't definitively say if my supervisor called. And if he did, they was just like, fuck it, oh well, she figured it out, she gotta learn or whatever. So I'm sitting there waiting. If I didn't use my noggin and just look around for something hard to just beat the lever to make it go in, I'd probably still be there. And this was last week. Legitly, this was last week. So I'm gonna have to probably invest in a mallet or a hammer type thing to be able to help myself. Because the manager was like, well, I have when I was a driver, I had a 30-pound weight that I carried with me. You a whole dude, sir. I'm not gonna be able to hold no 30-pound weight like barbell trying to hit the door. Yeah, no, so they could say, it's my fault I got hurt. And then don't get me started on my route. There are really no places to use the restroom. Like I said in another video, there are no TAs, there are no pilots. The fuel station that I use is unmanned, so there's nobody there. It's solely using a card. You use the card, you get your stuff, and you get on. Self-serve. It's automated. There's nobody there. So at the facility, they have a porta potty. This is a man's world down in that recycling center. Hardly no females. And I want to say there's 2 females on the account. I'm one of 2 females. And the other female don't even do what I do. What she do is easier. I ain't gonna get into that. Say that for another video. Because it's predominantly my fault. as of why I'm on solely on this account. They were saying we gotta rotate. Everybody gotta do this roll off. In another video, I'll tell you how I got stuck on roll off. But yeah, so porta potty, it's like nobody, whoever is responsible for coming to clean, it's like they don't clean it. It's nasty. So I used it twice. It's like I don't even know if using a mask to hold over your face will even work. I mean, that's when I say it's nasty, it's nasty. It's nasty. No exaggeration. Imagine there's no place for me to go. Really. The other porta potty is at the fuel station, and for the most part, it be clean. Somebody comes and clean it. There's been a couple occasions where it was tart, a little tart, but not as tart as that at the recycling center. It wasn't that nasty. And then there's a Wendy's that the truck fit on. Wendy's ain't open when I start my shift. I start my shift at 3:15 a.m. So if I gotta use the bathroom at 4 or 5, it's gonna either be that fuel at that fuel station, but that's far from the recycling center, or the recycling center. And I can't get jiggy with that recycling center porta potty. This is an aspect of the job that they left out. They left out the fact that this is a dirty, nasty job. You're gonna get dirty. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You working around dirt, dust, and most of the time mud. There's always gonna be, if it ain't raining, there's gonna be dust, and there's constantly spraying water. At least for I don't know what the winter is like, but for the summer, I can only imagine for the summer. I'm gonna put the summer in there and the spring in there because it's fall now. They spray the ground to try to keep down the dust, so it's muddy from the rain if it rains, and it is muddy because there's spraying water to keep down the dust. So if you are a person who don't like to get dirty, this ain't the job for you. If you don't wanna use a porta potty, because you more than likely will have to, this ain't the job for you. I'm not too good for most things, but at that porta potty, at that facility, I'm too good for that. That's just low. But I have real grown folk bills to pay and mouths to feed, so I'm gonna grin and bear. I'm grinning and bearing this right now until something else come along. So I figured I'd tell you a little bit about my little dangerous job that's really for a man. But every day I'm getting stronger, physically as well as mentally. But right now it'd be beating my. Yeah. Trying to line up that. Oof. Woo. Hopefully the next video I'll be discussing where I work or how I got this particular gig. Maybe, I don't know. And then also, I'm not allowed during my work day, I'm not allowed to interact with the electronics. So let's say if I wanted to, I could just set it up and then it just view of the road driving or whatever, and then I can come back later on with a voiceover or something. I have to, I wouldn't be able to be talking while driving, because then I'm out of here. Or I could probably like have it like pinned on me, just giving you a visual. But at the customer's site, they don't want, from what I was told by somebody just in common conversation, that they don't want they stuff filmed. So I couldn't even show you the stuff I described. I couldn't even show you it, because if I'm interacting with the camera, I'm canned. I don't even know if that would hurt my feelings at this point. I digress. If you like what I do on her birthday, excuse me. If you like what I do here on my channel, give me a big thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. Until the next time we meet, later.